the same fashion they did in Arizona this week, dropping the first game and then winning the final two. They win 6-3 last night, and now the series finale. We're thrilled you're here with us. Joe Davis, Or Hershiser, Kelly Tennant joins us in just a moment. As they've done so many times this season, last night they erased a deficit. It was 3-1 going into the sixth, and they wind up winning.
The 35th comeback of the year. These guys have been absolutely fantastic late, especially at home. Excitement for the home fans. Grandal starts it out with a walk. Utley looked like he wanted to walk, but then he slashes a fastball into the corner, and all of a sudden it's second and third, no out, and people are going crazy. Yasiel Puig doesn't get caught up in the excitement, takes the walk, passes the baton, a couple of outs, but a two-out clutch hit by Corey Seager drives in three, and all of a sudden the Dodgers are on top.
And they'd add two more in the game with home runs from Cody Bellinger and Chris Taylor, giving them a 6-3 win, even in the series at a game apiece. And in this finale, it's Kenta Maeda for the Dodgers, who's been really good lately.
He has been hot. It's been confidence in the fastball. He's been attacking the zone. There has been a huge change in Kenta Maeda. Maybe it's a little bit of Mr. Darvish being here. Maybe it's the rotation competition. Whatever it is, it has been good for him and good for the Dodgers.
Speaking of the Dodger rotation, Kelly's got an update on a very important piece of that group. Kelly?
Good afternoon, guys. I do have an update for you on Clayton Kershaw. He threw that bullpen just on Friday, went 30 pitches, and then threw another one this morning around 50 pitches. Dave Roberts telling me he came out feeling really good and really strong. So the next step for him is to pitch a 2-inning sim game on Wednesday here at Dodger Stadium, and then a pending rehab start depending on how that goes, guys.
That is a base hit to right field. This game is tied on a Corey Seager base hit. Now running home, here's the throw. Puig is in to score. This place explodes as the Dodgers steal the is brought to you by Mazda. Driving matters. Here we go. Dodgers and Padres ready to play Game 3 of this weekend series. Padres took the opener 4-3 on Friday night. Dodgers came back with a 6-3 win last night. A clutch hit from Corey Seager. With the bases loaded and 2 out in the 6th, he delivers what would prove to be the game winner. The Dodgers now at 82-34 by 11 games, the best record in baseball. The Padres, meanwhile, 51-65, although over 500 over the last couple of months after they started the season 15-30. Here is their lineup, brought to you by Honda. Manny Margot to lead it off. Then Corey Spangenberg, his highest spot in the order in this series. Jose Pereira starts in left and hits third. At second base, young Hervis Solarte. Will Myers bats fifth, starts at first. Hunter Renfroe's in right, hitting sixth. Dusty Coleman had last night off. Back in there short, Luis Torrens does the catching for Luis Perdomo. And Kenta Maeda, since June 1st, so you go back even a little bit farther than these last 5 starts, he's got a 226 earned run average. And that's after the first 2 months where he was really struggling to figure it out.
He has changed his arsenal. It is more fastballs and cut fastballs. The percentages have changed because he's taken it away from the slider, the changeup, and the curveball. So he has really come to trust his fastball. And with more reps with that, he has become more accurate with that fastball. And his strikeouts have gone up. And the weak contact still exists when he uses the off-speed stuff.
Today's defense behind him, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Yasiel Puig starting in right. Got his 4th outfield assist of the season on Friday night. 96-mile-per-hour strike from 270 feet away to cut down Hunter Renfroe at home.
So much fun to watch him play right field. Bringing excitement on the offensive side and the defensive side.
Final game of this series, off day tomorrow. Then the White Sox are in Tuesday and Wednesday to wrap up this quick homestand. The Dodgers 27-5 since the 4th of July. Best record at this point in the season in the National League since 1944. All set. And off we go with a fastball down and away, ball 1. Manny Margot has continued to impress for the Padres. Couple home runs this weekend. 22-year-old rookie out of the Dominican. Takes low. 2-0. And we get a quick shot down there at Ramon DeJesus, who was in the news last night with the ejection of Chase Utley. Only the 2nd ejection of Chase's career. The first one in 11 years. 2-1. And word came out that the reason that Utley was arguing with him was that he refused to move to give Utley a better angle to watch the pitch, and normally umpires will oblige that. Utley didn't take too kindly to him resisting it. And Torres, or DeJesus, pulled the trigger on the ejection. 2-2.
The most amazing thing about the ejection, there was no animation in a discussion. No one in the ballpark knew that they were even discussing something and that either one was angry with the other. And again, it wasn't some huge situation. We're talking about the 9th inning with a 3-run lead, and they're just talking out there.
Coming inside with a 2-2, and Margot takes ball 3.
I love Chase's quote.
Oh, so good. He said, you know, of course, he's never going to show anyone up in game or afterwards. He said, it's a learning experience. I'm going to learn from it. I hope Ramon does too.
That's perfect.
Payoff. A fly ball to short right field. Puig comes on and makes the catch. And Margot's the first out of the afternoon. I mean, there's a reason that in 15 years in the majors, and a guy as intense as Chase Utley has only been ejected one time before last night. It's because he doesn't do things to warrant it. Normally it comes from showing umpires up.
Well, somebody who plays with that level of intensity and detail usually doesn't have an off button. But Chase Utley has so much discipline and respect for the umpires and the game that he can play with that energy level, and then if all of a sudden something upsets him, he can shut it down.
Maeda to Corey Spangenberg. Strike one. Wound up being inconsequential, obviously, in the bigger picture of the game. Kenley Jansen struck out the final two batters and locked down the 6-3 win. It's more a matter of principle that bothered Utley and the Dodgers about it. Quickly 0-2.
It's a nice response from the bullpen last night. They had been going through a little mini slump, and Watson came in and did the job. Morrow did the job. Baez did the job, and Kenley finished it off for his 31st save. Kind of restored some order from the pen.
85 degrees on this Sunday afternoon. Dodgers have gotten a break in playing Sunday Night Baseball here in the dog days. Not quite as hot. A 1-2. Spangenberg hits it foul. It's the right time of year to play Sunday Night Baseball. Can be not as fun if you play it in April in the wrong towns.
You're right about that. Those are the cold ones. But Sunday Night Baseball is easier as far as the time the game starts, but harder when you get on an airplane if it's a travel day.
Another 1-2, and Spangenberg turns on it. High drive, right center field. Corey Spangenberg with a home run. Number 9 of the year for him, and the Padres jump in front in the first.
Well, we know the ball carries better here during the day. We also know that the ball carries better when it's well hit and when the wind is blowing out. So I think the Dodgers on offense today are going to see a few of their warning track fly balls from the last couple nights actually leave the yard. It is a good day to get ground balls.
So Spangenberg starts the scoring with a home run, and here comes Jose Perela. We talk about how good Maeda has been lately. Last 10 games for him, and a couple of those out of the bullpen. But his last 10 games, in 9 of them, he's given up 0 or 1. The only exception is against San Diego. He got rocked for 5 runs. They have had his number here or in San Diego this year over his 3 starts against them. A wide throw, and Perela reaches. It's going to be an error likely on Turner.
A rare misstep from Justin down there. He's got plenty of time. Gets his feet under him. The ball just kind of curves on him. Cody tries to rescue him with a little bit of a stretch, but that is a dangerous one for any first baseman as you're going up into the runner.
And that is an error on Turner. And here's Solarte. There's a home run against Maeda in his career. Chopped to first by Bellinger, and a base hit to right. Perela headed for third. Puig guns that way. Offline, and they're at the corners.
First baseman number 4, Will Myers.
Solarte using that hole over there very well. Gets it by a diving Bellinger. Yasiel very accurate with the throw normally, but even if that ball was on the bag, looks like Perela would have been safe.
Second hit of the inning against Maeda. And the Padres dead last in baseball, scoring less than 4 runs per game, threatening to put up a crooked number against Kenta here in the first. And they've got Will Myers coming to the plate, who homered last night.
Third homer in 4 games for Will Myers. Been swinging a very powerful bat coming out of a slump that he was in before he got here to L.A.
Said he made a tweak in the cage, and he's made dozens of tweaks this year. It's been a rough year for him. But finally something clicked recently. And he hits this ball in the air to center. Jock Peterson says that he's got room, and does, but it will bring home Parelo from third. And the Padres lead it 2-0.
Spangenberg's home run, of course, an earned run. That run so far is unearned because of the Turner error.
With 2 outs, here's Hunter Renfroe. And up and down this lineup, you see guys with good numbers against Maeda. For whatever reason, this has kind of been the team that he's struggled with this year. It's now 11 runs allowed in 14 1/3 against San Diego. 1-0.
It really could be a very interesting day. This ballpark is playing very small today. The wind and the heat. 2 very powerful lineups. The Padres scoring a lot of runs with home runs. Most of their runs with home runs. And the Dodgers, of course, up and down the lineup. Anybody can go deep.
Solarte at first with 2 gone. A 2-0 is swung on and missed. 2-1. Well, the lone run Maeda gave up on Tuesday in Arizona was on a home run to Chris Iannetta. First run he gives up in this one on a home run. And the air opens the door for the second. Try to keep it there. 2-2. Dodgers have owned the Padres this year. They've done what you expect the best teams to do against the bottom feeders. They're 8-3 against San Diego and outscoring them 75-20. Struck him out with a fastball. But the Padres strike for 2 in the first before the Dodgers come up against Luis Perdomo on this Sunday afternoon. Coming up for the first time of this lineup presented by Honda. Taylor, Seager, Turner, Bellinger again in the top 4 of the order. Chase Utley slides up into the 5 spot. Grandal catching, hitting 6th. In center it's Peterson, and right it's Puig. Against the 24-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, Luis Perdomo, who has the #1 ground ball percentage in the National League, riding that 2-seam fastball of his.
Completely different arsenal than the Dodgers faced last year. This is the first start for him and appearance against the Dodgers. Has abandoned his curveball and his splitter. And he has added a slider, so he has simplified his arsenal. Fastball slider change, but it has gotten him a lot of ground balls.
Chris Taylor, first man that he faces, and he takes strike 1. Last year against the Dodgers, Oral, he gave up 23 runs in his 24 innings pitch. It skewed a little bit because on opening day in his big league debut, the Dodgers tagged him for 6 in 1 inning. Welcome to the bigs, kid. A little cue shot. Perdomo's got it. 1 out.
In some ways, he was the jack of all trades, master of none. Now simplifying it, getting a lot better.
Started the season in the bullpen and then moved into the rotation in June. Overall had a .571 last year, but was in the majors sooner than he should have been, and the Padres would even admit that. They were forced to keep him in the majors all season. We talk about this every now and then. Rule 5 selections. It's a ball on Seager. They claimed him in the Rule 5 draft from the Cardinals, and the only way that they could hold on to him would be to keep him on the big league roster that entire first year. 2-0. And so they were forced to, even though he was way out of his league early on last year. They loved the long-term potential, didn't want to offer him back to the Cardinals, and so just kind of wore it. 2-1.
Well, the 2 pitches he is predominantly throwing right now, and what I've seen so far early here, have outstanding movement on him.
Well, he's coming at you too.
The slider has very sharp and late break, and the 2-seam fastball had tremendous run from left to right.
Working lightning quick for a second there. Now after back-to-back balls, steps off, comes back home with a payoff that Seager swings and misses on. Round number 2. Padres defense brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. Young Hervis Solarte back where he spent most of the season at second. He was a third baseman almost exclusively last year, but we've also seen him start at first and at short this year.
Capable in a lot of different positions, plays the game with a lot of energy.
2 up, 2 down, and here's Turner. That average still leading the league, but as we told you last night, Charlie Blackmon starting to nip at his heels in Colorado. Little pause in the delivery.
That's some serious growth. We've changed the whole arsenal of pitches. Now we've got a hesitation delivery. That's a young man that's gaining a lot of confidence.
Turner hits a high fly ball to left. Perela's back onto the edge of the track to catch a skyscraper that just didn't quite have enough. Perdomo with a 1-2-3 first. Off and rolling on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. At Dodger Stadium, where the Padres have a 2-0 lead. Is that a spray fan?
Send that young man up here. I could use that. They just won't put us on camera in the third or fourth inning.
Yeah, that'd do the folks a favor anyways. May switch over to our polo shirts and pretend we're in shirts and ties the rest of the way.
We need to get those T-shirts that look like you have a shirt and tie on.
Yeah, I love it. Just the graphic tie.
Yeah.
Ball one on Dusty Coleman to begin the second. You know, the shirts say formal, but you like to party. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
2 balls and no strikes. Maeda allowed the 2 in the first inning and a home run and a sacrifice fly. Second run was unearned. Perales scored it, and he reached on a Justin Turner error. On this 2-0, Coleman takes a strike.
It's an interesting mental battle as a pitcher when you know the formula for success is aggressive and confidence in the fastball and use of it, and then some days you don't feel it. You don't feel the tool. So you're fighting yourself going, okay, you know the formula, get back on the rubber, attack with the fastball, get ahead, but you don't have your release point, or you don't have your rhythm, or you just don't feel the strength. And so now you're kind of in this place where you've got to either force yourself into it or find another way to get them out.
Here comes a 2-2, and Coleman foul tips it into the glove for strike 3. For an average pitcher, what percentage of the time do you have the feel for everything, and what percentage of the time are you searching for something?
I'd say 1 out of 5 starts, it's just flowing out of your body and you feel great.
That's it.
I'd say 2 out of 5 starts, you are making adjustments almost every inning. And the other 2, you're feeling it for a couple innings, and then all of a sudden you need to make an adjustment. You're feeling it for a little bit. And sometimes it's not with everything in your, your arsenal. It's sometimes it's just the fastball away, or sometimes it's just the breaking ball.
Fly ball the other way. Yasiel Puig back to the warning track. That thing popped into the end of his glove. He had to snow cone it off of the palm of his mitt, right up into the edge of the webbing. I'm telling you, it's fun, but
that was a close one.
So Torrens retired on the first pitch, and here comes Perdomo. How about this batting line? 4 hits, 3 of them triples. Ball 1.
That's pretty amazing. A, the running speed, and B, to hit it hopefully probably down the right field line, maybe the right center gap.
1-1. He has more triples right now than the rest of baseball combined when you're looking at active pitchers. And the most of any pitcher since Dontrelle Willis a decade ago. On the corner, 1-2. Not been a pitcher with 4 triples in a season since 1955 when Robin Roberts had 4 with the Phillies. Maeda's got a 1-2-3 second with bookend strikeout, so he settles in here. And the Dodgers come up down 2-0. Bottom two back at Dodger Stadium. Joe Davis, Orr Hershiser, Kelly Tennant, and the kid Cody Bellinger leading it off. Home run number 34 this season last night. He is now one shy of the Dodger rookie record. And if you watch Dodger baseball with any regularity, by now you have that memorized. Mike Piazza, 1993, hit 35 of them.
Piazza did it in 149 games. Cody Bellinger to this point, one down, has done it in 97 games.
Takes ball one from Perdomo. Yeah, that was my next note. Just amazing. You stole my next note.
I apologize. We got to stop working from the same place.
My point is incredible.
It is.
52 fewer games, and he's within one home run of the guy that holds the record. And a home run count. Took a home run cut, 2-1.
Day games have been good to him. He's got 11 home runs during the day.
Three and one.
You wonder what's the big deal about that? Well, he's done it in 24 day games, 11 home runs.
Wow. And a 2-0 game in the second. Cody Bellinger grounds one gently into the shift. Dusty Coleman throws him out. It's only the third time the Padres have retired him in his 10 plate appearances in this series. 5 singles, a home run, and a walk. A ground out here, and the bases are empty with one out for Chase Utley.
There's going to be a lot of conversations on the bench about Perdomo's stuff coming into their second at bats. Tremendous movement on the sinker, and I think the strategy is going to be to make him get the ball up. They haven't seen him this year, and they're getting a read this first time around.
Utley hitting 5th today. It's only the 4th time that he's been this high in the order, or in this spot in the order at least. That's strike one. First time he's hit in this spot since the beginning of June. Fly to left. Plenty of room for Perella. And Perdomo's retired the first 5.
Catcher number 9, Yasmani Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal has a home run against Perdomo on his ledger. Tailing fastball in, 1-0. '24-year-old Luis Perdomo gets strike one. You mentioned the good start against Cincinnati last week, and that he only gave up 2 runs, and of course that's the bottom line, so it is good, but there was traffic against him. 7 hits and 4 walks over those 6 innings. Was able to buckle down when he needed to.
That was a little different than the 2 outings prior to that, where he really struggled. So it looks like the league is not having trouble getting people on. It's just the days when he can shut them down with runners in scoring position compared to the others. Dodgers haven't been able to get anybody on yet.
2-2. Perdomo knows what he wants to throw. He gets that sign and he uses it to get a foul ball. Had never pitched above A ball before the Padres gave him his debut last year. 5 years in the minors with St. Louis. Never above the A level. And then pitched on opening day against the Dodgers last year in that blowout Dodger win. Had quite a hand in the Dodger blowout performance. Grandal cues one off the end of the bat to the left side of the infield with a lone defender makes the play. That's Coleman waiting over there, and 6 up, 6 down for Perdomo. Stay cool on this hot Sunday afternoon. On to the third, we take a look at the Unlimited Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. This is known as the Pitcher's Park, and Kenta Maeda, I think, would agree. Last 14 starts here, the Dodgers have won 13 of them. He's got a sub-3 ERA during that run.
Well, this ballpark protects your long fly balls, and at times Kenta can get weak contact, but his mistakes will turn into the long fly ball, and here he has been very comfortable, and he's been rescued a little bit. But all in all, I think he has been it's just been a great sign for the Dodgers. You think about what he went through to come over here, to move into more of a 5-man rotation, pitching more than, once every 7 days. He's been outstanding.
Top of the order for the Padres, Manuel Margot. Fly to right his first time, takes ball 1. Of course, the question a lot of times when Japanese pitchers come over is how they'll handle the different schedule that you referenced. There is usually just to start a week there, where here you're expected to be ready to go every 5th day.
On 4 days rest, he's 1 game over 500, but on 5+ days rest, he is 17-7, 10 games over 500. So the extra rest has benefited him.
That one into the seats. The ball is also different, slightly smaller in Japan. Maeda first used the Major League ball in the World Baseball Classic in 2013, which is the same time that he kind of jumped on a Major League radars. 15 innings in that tournament, gave up just 1 run. Here he comes with the 1-2 to Margot. Reaches out, flips it to Chase Utley for the first out of the inning. It's right around the same time Yu Darvish was taking the American League by storm. He too kind of jumped onto radars with a big World Baseball Classic performance. Winning pitcher in the championship game here at Dodger Stadium. So the Dodgers end up signing Maeda to that really unique contract. Actually, the longest contract in franchise history, matching what they signed Matt Kemp to years back, an 8-year deal. Spangenberg took him deep in the first inning. Here he takes strike 1.
The creativity with Kenta's contract was really based around health. After his examination, they thought there was a little bit more risk there, so it's got a lot of incentives in it.
And for Kenta, it's been a pretty lucrative deal so far, with a lot of those milestones that he needed to reach. Reaching. His durability is the only guy that stayed in the rotation all year last year. 2-1. A little pop fly to Chris Taylor, who started on, now drifts back. 2 up and 2 down. Now, one side of the equation for Maeda was that physical showed an irregularity. No details were ever released of that. The other side of it is that he never spent any kind of significant time on the DL in Japan. It was top 5 in the league in innings pitched 7 years in a row.
And ultimately it came down to, of course, the offer, but it really came down to that Kenta wanted to be a Dodger, and he was going to bet on himself. And all of a sudden the arrangement between he and the Dodgers changed. He had confidence that he could take care of business, post up, and still make the money and do a good job.
Perella, strike 1. Reached on an air and scored an unearned run in the first inning. One and one. A pop fly back. That is out of play. 1 and 2.
Visibility is tough today. Yasmani had no idea where that one went. We saw the pop up down the first base line that barely got into the stands, that Bellinger struggled with finding the ball. They'll be out there helping each other out today. I'll help you too, Joe, if you have trouble.
I'm going to say, glad to know I'm not alone. I haven't seen a ball yet. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in there. The count evens up. Got those 2 runs in the first inning. Maeda has retired those 7 in a row. Starting with a Will Myers sacrifice fly that brought home the second run. He rocks and deals a 2-2. A fastball dumped back. A significant role Perella's had in his major league career. Started with the Yankees. Played a total of 80 games over his first 4 years. This year he's into an everyday role with the injuries they've had and then with the performance that he's put up once given the chance. Maeda gets him swinging. 3 up and 3 down for the second inning in a row. Let's see if the offense can get it going. 2-0. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new $4.99 Smoky Jack Burger Combo, a small fries and a small drink, limited time only. On a beautiful day in Southern California, Jock Peterson to start the third for the Dodgers, down 2-0. Dave Roberts talking about Jock before the game today, how hard he's working to try and break out of this. How much pressure he puts on himself because he cares so deeply. It's a tough night for him last night as he tries to battle out of it. Left several runners on base. And one for his last 32 now.
Dave mentioned that he thinks a portion of it is mechanical, and he used the phrase Jock is getting too rotational.
It's this one to the left field corner. Perella reaches over to make the catch. What a play by Jose Perella for the first out of the inning, and for Peterson that beat goes on.
The Morongo Casino slow-mo cam, and this is slow and getting over there, but using the padding of the wall to be aggressive at the very end to capture this ball. Jock Peterson hoping that it would go into the stands. Perdomo gets an out.
Did you notice the knob of the bat there that Peterson was using? It's one of Justin Turner's bats. Here's Puig. Strike one. Guys will try anything. 1-1. And Turner, when he was struggling to hit for power earlier, he used one of Cody Bellinger's bats and homered in his first at bat with it. Puig smashes a bouncer to short. Dusty Coleman. And that is 8 up and 8 down for Perdomo.
Number 18, Kenta Maeda.
With 2 outs, here's Maeda. Big league debut, hit his lone big league home run against these Padres. Two 2-0.
So his big league debut, he hits a home run and then he just shuts it down.
Yeah.
Where's the power been?
I don't know.
Let's go.
Too much bunting practice with Bob Guerin sapping his power. He's ahead here, 3-0. Maeda be the Dodgers' first base runner. Not quite yet. Fastball in there, 3-1. You
can take another one.
He does, and it's full. Didn't experience his first strikeout of the year until his last start in Arizona. One of the longest streaks to open a season for a Dodger pitcher ever. I think you hold the record for longest streak for a Dodger pitcher in any time frame in a season without a K. Here's a big bouncer that Perdomo awaits to descend down, and the inning is over. So the Dodgers 9 up, 9 down against Perdomo, trailing 2-0 after 3.
Ravine. Earlier this morning, I talked to Dave Roberts, and I asked him about this pitching competition between Kenta Maeda and Hyun-Jin Ryu. And I said, do they make each other better going back and forth? And he said, yeah, they make everyone better. That's the great thing. If you look at our starters, we're going 6 or 7 deep. So not only are they competing against themselves, but everyone's competing with each other. And he said putting both of those guys in the bullpen really challenged them. And I love the way they responded. So we're going to continue to see this competitive atmosphere between these guys.
Be interesting to see if either one of them can crack that postseason roster. There is no natural spot right now, with the top of the rotation looking obviously like Kershaw, and then Wood, Hill, and Darvish all part of the equation. You don't need a 5th starter in the postseason. Who knows? They're both making a case to at least be in the discussion.
And they're throwing the ball so well that they're actually making a case for them to be in the bullpen to be used for an inning or two, or even a matchup situation. So I don't think they're competing right now to be on the roster or not. They're just competing for roles.
Middle of the order in this inning for San Diego against Maeda. Both runs coming in the first inning. He's retired 8 in a row since. Solarte goes after the first pitch. Corey Seager ranging onto the right side of the infield for out number 1.
Number 4, Will Myers.
Solarte fired up about the ground out. He didn't make many outs, not recently.
He's an animated individual. He will wear his emotions on his sleeve, even though he's gone sleeveless today.
With 1 out, here's Myers. Brought home the second Padres run with a sacrifice fly. The throwback look. No batting gloves. And to top it off, he grabs dirt between a lot of pitches. On this 0-1. He hits it foul, and he's in an 0-2 hole.
He's always had very quick hands. Just has tinkered with stride and body position to get those hands in the best position to fire. And maybe that's why he doesn't wear batting gloves, because that's what he feels that is the best part of his game. He does have really quick hands.
Right now on the biggest contract in franchise history, signed it this offseason. Waiting on a 1-2. And taking ball 2. Got off to a good start, hit above 300 in April, but since then, the 3rd lowest batting average in baseball. Two. Full count. Here comes the payoff. Myers pops it up. Grandal to the screen. He makes a sliding catch. And just enough room for the second out.
That's an excellent play, and it starts out with finding the ball. Really hard to see the ball here on this Volkswagen replay as it goes up. Yasmani sees it right away without that quick jump and visual. He doesn't get to this ball. He finds the range and makes the out.
It's got to be even a little bit extra difficult here in that there is no wall most of the way around in the backstop. It's just that netting down to the floor. So for a point of reference, when you're looking out of the corner of your eye, you're not going to have that. Ball 1 on Renfroe. not much give to that net. It's not like he's going to tumble into the first row, but psychologically, you'd probably prefer to have at least something there to measure up against. High fly ball down the right field line. Yasiel Puig sprints over. Ow. That'd have knocked the wind out of you.
Full effort, and he hits hard. Fans here see the replay up on the big screen and give him a little smattering of applause for the effort.
Base is empty, 2 out. Kenta Maeda to Hunter Renfroe with a 1-1. It's grounded along third, and it's 1-2. Renfroe struck out his first time. Something he does a lot. A lot of home runs, a lot of Ks.
It's a lot of mistakes, but if you make your pitch, you're probably going to get him out. Came up and in with a fastball in the first at bat to strike him out. Here they're going away.
With a slider, 2-2.
Could also be, let's show him away. Don't throw many strikes out there where he can extend his arms, and we'll make sure that if we have to come in, it'll be the inner half. Beat him with the fastball.
Here they come. Got him with a fastball, just like you talked about them setting up. 3 consecutive perfect innings for Kenta Maeda. A 2-0 deficit to the bottom of the 4th.
Land Rover Performance Spotlight, and it's about times around in the order. Chris Taylor improves as the game goes on. Now that third at bat could be against the starter still, where he's got a lot of information, or it could be against a reliever, which would be the first time. That's outstanding statistics from the Dodger leadoff hitter,
who gets hit by the first pitch of the 4th and quickly becomes the Dodgers' first base runner.
Definitely not done on purpose, just one that gets away from Perdomo. That two-seamer has had outstanding run today, but when you start it inside and runs about 12 inches, you're going to get somebody.
Up comes Corey Seager. And those numbers we showed, that's to be expected, especially when you're facing the same guy the next time, and like you said, maybe the third time. Conversely, for pitchers, the numbers usually get worse the deeper into the game, the more times they see an order. The Dodgers hoping that holds true against Perdomo, who went 9 up, 9 down on the first trip. Seager, last night's hero. Oof, 2-0. Perdomo made some really good pitches against him his first time up, struck him out. This time he leaves one over the plate, and Seager bangs a single into center. First hit of the game for the Dodgers. 2 on, nobody out.
Howdy Pitchcast will show you the location of this pitch that turns into a line drive up the middle. Chris Taylor gets hit, and Corey Seager gets a hit to start this inning off. The Dodgers are coming alive.
And Justin Turner's coming to the plate. Fly to left his first time. Are we at the point of the year where we're going to update the batting race pretty routinely? Or?
I think the first weekend of September.
Okay.
The closer it is, the more fun it is to update, and
Sure.
it is definitely getting close.
That's at the knees for a strike.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, no. I mean, I was just going to tell you that Charlie Blackmon was 0 for 3, but
Oh, there's an update.
yeah. It's not September yet, though. I'm jumping the gun.
It's a long way to go, but
Sure is.
this has been the most consistent hitter of the year.
Takes slow one away, 1-1.
The home road splits coming out of Colorado, almost 100 points difference as far as Charlie Blackmon at home compared to on the road, where Justin Turner is within about 5 points home and road. So he hasn't needed the altitude to help his average.
It's quite a batting race of beards.
It's true.
That one floats in for a strike, 1-2.
It was fun to think back just now of Pantone 294 helping him with the final vote to get into the All-Star game. Speaking of beards and beard t-shirts and people helping out.
Driven to deep right center field. Justin Turner with one swing gives the Dodgers the lead. That escalated quickly.
JT helping his own cause, and it's a big fly for the best team in baseball. And these fans are loving it. He's hit 2 or 3 to the warning track during this series, but this one is not on the track, it's in the bleachers.
And a ball on Cody Bellinger. And like Justin Turner's done so many times this year, he does it with 2 strikes. Bellinger 1-1.
The 2 most consistent hitters on the Dodgers are Justin Turner and Corey Seager. And it is no coincidence that they both use the opposite field very well and both hit to the opposite field for power. And what do the guys that aren't consistent tell us? Well, I've got to start using the other side of the field. I get into a slump because I get too pull conscious.
3-1 on Bellinger, and there's more to your point about the consistent season Turner's having. 8 of his 16 home runs at home, 8 of his 16 home runs on the road. Bellinger inside the bag, that's a fair ball. Ricochets to Hunter Renfroe. Bellinger's got a double, and the Dodgers have come alive in the 4th.
Cody Bellinger continues to be hot. We know about the home run chase and chasing Mike Piazza, now only one behind him. But since the All-Star break, he has reached base safely in 22 out of 27 games, and that's over a 300 clip. The average is rising, the consistency is rising, and the power is still present.
And so the Dodgers, who did not have a base runner against Luis Perdomo over the first 3 innings, have put the first 4 on here in the 4th. Still nobody out, and Chase Utley comes up. He hammers one the other way. Perela's back onto the edge of the track to make the catch. Bellinger holding on at second. To the first 4 that reach in this inning, and Taylor, Seager, Turner, Bellinger, all at least warrant MVP discussion, you would think, going into the end of the season. Do you have a feel for, out of those 4, if you were given a vote, who you think deserves the most?
As of right now, if the season ended right now,
yeah,
it would be a toss-up for me.
Between
it's ridiculous.
I
well,
know.
I gotta knock Chris Taylor out of that group because of where he's kind of flexed around in the order. Cody, no matter where he is hit, his production has been contributing to the wins.
Grandal, high drive, right center, a skyscraper, a home run. A 5 spot in the 4th.
Grandal has gone deep off of Perdomo before. He doesn't take long, and the second time around, he takes this 2-seamer that is elevated and elevates it himself. That is a powerful swing, catching it out front and driving it to right field.
Oh, what a play. With his hat.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. Own it.
Number 31.
Number 15 of the year for Grandal. Still only 1 out. A tale of 2 different lives for Luis Perdomo in this game. Living like a king over the first 3 innings. Getting blasted here in the 4th. Allowing 5 runs on an 8-pitch run.
It has happened quick.
See if Peterson can build off of that momentum. Hard ground ball. Picked up by Solarte. 2 out. All right, so you're talking the MVP discussion. I know I put you on the spot, so.
Well, it's so close, right, that you almost want more time to really look at it and the impact of each individual guy. And I feel terrible walking by any of them on the bus or on the airplane saying, you know, hey, I voted for the other guy tonight. Seager's been so consistent and right there every day, plays a premium defensive position. Justin Turner plays a premium defensive position, has been right there every day. It just seems like Cody Bellinger's power and youth and some other things that he has done, being able to toggle around the field, he might get the edge. And he gets a little bit of the edge because he's new and different.
Yeah.
At this point. And I think it is so close that it's going to come down to the next month and a half who really elevates themselves as the #1 candidate. And you just hope, with the Dodgers being the best team in baseball, with the best record, I would think, by the end of the year, that they don't divide the vote.
3-1 on Puig. I think the big feather in Bellinger's cap is that the Dodgers were 9-11 when he was called up. They're 73-23 since then. Puig grounds one to the hole at short. Long throw, Dusty Coleman, and it's off Meyer's glove to keep the inning rolling.
Dusty Coleman ends up looking at Puig running down there hustling, but throwing this one into the dirt. Myers not enough of the glove to get it to stick. Credit Yasiel for not pouting and keeping the pressure on the defense.
E6. It is ruled, and the Dodgers will bat around in this inning as Maeda comes up. I kind of cut you off there with my Bellinger note.
I think you're right. I think there is some context there when Cody arrives of how well they have played. Everybody talks about the pace they're on and what they might do as far as the victory total. But the pace they're on is with that guy on the team. And I think that's a completely different pace than the overall pace, including April.
Other than 2 on Kenta.
The injury to Bryce Harper could end up not dividing the Washington votes as much.
Yeah.
He might fall out of the contest.
Good news, by the way, that it is just a bone bruise for Bryce Harper. There were reports last night that he had torn both his ACL and his PCL. But the latest word is that it's just a bone bruise, 10-day DL, and they expect him to come back before the year is over. Dodgers didn't have a base runner over the first 3 innings. They get base runners and then some here in the 4th. Justin Turner goes the other way with a 3-run shot. Then Grandal launches one out of here to give the Dodgers a 5-2 lead after 4.
Market regular season game Live Plus. Get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app in live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Some good crowds this weekend, huh?
Been sweet. They've been a little quiet here until that offensive explosion. There was more fanning of themselves than fanning the Dodgers.
Look at our friend on the right, mean mugging. Hey, buddy.
I don't know. I just think it's nap time.
Yeah. It was nap time for the first 3 innings. They woke up in the 4th and a 5-2 lead for Kenta Maeda as we go to the 5th. So Orioles and Kelly. Game 3 of this 5-game homestand. 2 with the White Sox coming on Tuesday and Wednesday. Justin Turner hit the go-ahead home run. Yes, Monty Grandal hit one of his own. Now one of the subtle things Turner does with Maeda having made the last out, goes to the mound to give him an extra second or 2.
You can catch your breath from making the last out, jogging back to the dugout, toweling off, get some water, get out there, warm up. You're going to catch your breath again.
Dusty Coleman, strike 1. And so Maeda will give up those 2 runs in the first inning. He's retired 11 in a row since.
Gets the ball hit on the ground some more. He's going to have a very successful outing. The ball is jumping. He hasn't lost confidence in that fastball. Made some excellent pitches with fastballs up and in. We've seen him beat Renfroe in there and some others. That one he slightly missed with, but at least got the height right.
Nice pitch. 1-2.
Kelly mentioned the competition between Maeda and Ryu and all the starters for where they're going to slot in October.
Got him with a fastball.
I think that really helps everybody with attention to detail. There's no such thing as boredom, but there is another level of concentration and intensity that certain situations can take you to. And I think that's where the rotation lives right now. And I think the bullpen's living there too, because everybody on the pitching staff knows that there's a competition for jobs and roles come October.
Luis Torrens flied out to right his first time. Chris Hatcher back today. Kyle Farmer back to AAA Oklahoma City. No question he'll be back up here in September. That's ball one.
Kyle Farmer, outstanding, potent bat off the bench. Even when he made an out, it seemed like it was allowed out, and did not melt down under the big league pressure or the spotlight of key situations.
What do you wind up? 4 for 9 in his first stint?
Yeah, in his last at bat, he flew out to the left field warning track, just barely missed a home run.
Last two,
yes.
He did that.
So the swing changes he's made, like Chris Taylor, you're starting to see it. This guy who started in Double-A, continued his hot bat into Triple-A, got called up and carried it into the big league spotlight.
Here's Maeda's 1-1. Torrens nowhere close to a slider. Strike two.
The extra few fastballs that you throw speeds up the hitters. They start to look for it, and then you have the ability to throw that outstanding breaking ball that when he brought it to the United States, that's the pitch that really got him started over here.
And now a fastball at 93 to sit down Torrens. That's 7 strikeouts for Kenta Maeda, and he has really settled in.
Second half of the year last year, the Dodgers tried to convince Kenta less sliders, more fastballs. He then went into the offseason, gained strength, came into this year as a little bit more of a thrower with the gained weight and strength, but now has put it all together.
Perdomo cues it foul. Kenta, great personality. He, with a straight face, told reporters this spring that he put the weight on with a steady diet of ramen. It was an amazing testament to who he is as a guy to see how quickly he became a favorite of his teammates last year.
His interpreter Will also helped with all his dance moves and personality too. The
that
combo of them. He can light up the clubhouse.
14 in a row retired by Kenta Maeda. Strikes out the side in the 5th. Toyota dealers. Save big on a reliable new 2017 Camry, now at Toyota's National Clearance Event. On this date, 1993, Mike Piazza hit his 23rd home run against the Padres. That tied the previous Los Angeles Dodger rookie record. Frank Howard held it. Went on to hit 12 more, 35 total. Bellinger knocking on the door of that. Still with a month and a half left. Chris Taylor shoves a bouncer to second, speared by Solarte. 1 out. Now we take a look at the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact for this afternoon. There it is. Only Piazza more than Bellinger as a Dodger rookie.
Ridiculous comparison when you think about the number of games. Mike Piazza was an awful powerful individual, and Cody Bellinger is proving to be just as powerful, really even more powerful.
So you're talking about the top 4 in this order all warranting some kind of MVP discussion. Seager hits a fly ball to left. Easy one for Pereira. 2 out. There have only been 2 rookies to win the MVP. There has never been a National League rookie to win the MVP. Fred Lynn did it for the Red Sox in 1975. Ichiro did it in 2001.
I think you put an asterisk next to Ichiro because he was a veteran classified as a rookie when he arrived here.
Two up, 2 down for Perdomo. Here's Turner. Takes ball 1.
Aaron Judge over on the American League side is going to get a lot of votes.
He's probably going to win, well, with what Altuve's doing.
Yeah. He's in the top 3 or 4.
Yep. Turner the go-ahead home run last inning. That's foul, and it's 1-2. For me, I tend to lean slightly Turner if you force me to take a vote out of those 4. I think part of that is that we're around it every day and we see how big of a role he plays as a leader.
Yeah, that's the part that the national vote won't probably get as specifically.
A couple of bounces to short and Coleman. The national vote shouldn't have a hard time seeing his value, seeing the batting average leading the National League, though.
Here's a chance to have a slice of blue heaven. Join the 2018 Dodger family by signing up now for the season seat or a mini plan wait list. Registered fans will be contacted by a Dodger season ticket representative on a first-come, first-served basis. Visit Dodgers.com/season tickets or call 866-DODGERS today.
Look at me. I hope he can eat fast. That's not going to last long in this heat. At least it matches his shirt.
You could trade the spoon for a straw.
Uh-huh. Ball one on Margot. Speaking of kids, Manny had his first a couple of weeks ago. Bouncing ball right side and through for a base hit. Utley was playing up the middle and couldn't recover. Leadoff man on. First base runner for the Padres since the first inning.
Just squeaks through. Playing him to pull, where he has shown most of his power and data.
Spangenberg gave the Padres an early lead with a home run against Maeda. Second batter of the game. That's ball one.
Changed it up a little. Sorry, Joe, with that little trying to use the get over curveball to steal a strike. Kenta hasn't used that very much lately. And since the guys hit a home run off it, you want to change it up a little bit.
Cuts this one under the hand. Strike one. Two and one on Spangenberg, who had his first opportunity to be an everyday player last year and played in 14 games and then tore his quad. Legging out an infield single. Tried to make several comeback attempts. Never could totally get healthy, though. Needed that full off season. And so he used last year to try and grow mentally. He would watch games in the dugout next to the hitting coach Alan Zinter and the bench coach Mark McGuire. Pretty good guy to soak up knowledge from. And he's had a nice comeback year this year. On 2-1. He hits a fly ball the other way. Chris Taylor's back on it at the wall. Spangenberg's second home run cuts it to 1.
Two home runs for both teams. Padres getting them from the same guy. Ball is really carrying there. A little bit of backspin on this, but the wind's blowing out and it's hot here in LA. Whatever he found out from Mark McGuire sitting next to him learning, he must have learned a little bit about power.
9th and his 10th today. And the Padres just like that right back in this one. Here's Perella looking at a strike. Even though Maeda's only at 75 pitches, the bullpen begins to stir. Josh Fields getting ready.
Off day tomorrow, so you can go through your pen a little bit. Everybody will get at least one day off.
One and two. Slider cracked to third. Turner's got it. Perella really can run, but Turner gets it in time. 2 out. Or 1 out. And up comes Solarte. Well, over Maeda's last 11 games now, in the 2 against San Diego, he's given up 8 earned runs. In the other 9 games, he's given up a total of 6. Five-run 4th inning for the Dodger offense, bailing him out so far. Solarte with the bases empty and 1 out. Takes ball 2. First inning single against Maeda today. He has a home run against Maeda in his career. On this 2-0, he pulls a bouncer foul. Young Hervis. It's a combination of his parents' names. His mom is Jan Mili. His dad is Hervis. Put them together, Young Hervis. Three and 1.
You would think that that first name would end up being a one of a kind, but then if you become a very popular big leaguer, a young man or woman you end up being their hero, they could end up naming their child Jan Hervis.
There are a few pet Orioles out there.
Just a couple, and there's one child.
Still a child?
No, this was no. I would say the child is now 20 or 25.
Benjamin Button. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Solarte pops it foul, full count.
There are definitely more pets named Oral than children.
Margot started the inning with a single. Spangenberg hit his second home run of the day after a Perella ground out. Here comes a payoff to Solarte. And how did you find out about a child named Oral?
A fan letter. They wrote me and they sent me a picture of the baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Big fan. It was a Spanish-speaking family from Mexico, and I wrote them back and was honored. Pretty amazing. I was a little scared about their taste for names. I was like, no, this is a family name. It means eagle in Slavic, and it's an actual city with the umlaut over the E. And I didn't learn that what my first name meant until I did a commercial, and Martina Navratilova was in the commercial with me, and she told me over a box lunch.
A walk here brings the tying run on base, the go-ahead run to the plate, and Dave Roberts is going to make a change. Now Maeda, who had retired every batter that he faced from the 2nd through the 5th, gives up the home run, and then the walk, and Josh Fields on to try and hold on to this 1-run lead.
fans, you can receive an exclusive commemorative photo by purchasing 4 more tickets to any remaining home game. This is a limited offer, and you must purchase your tickets at Dodgers.com/Let'sGoDodgers.
So Maeda's finished. The book not yet closed, though. Runner at first, his responsibility. He hopes that Josh Fields can hang on. Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In and Out. Here is Josh Fields, who's been really good lately.
And Maeda's on the hook for the win or the no decision with that runner on first. He's on 4 days rest, and that is usually the weaker end of his statistics. So Dave Roberts, at the first sign of fatigue or stress here, gets him out, but a job well done.
Will Myers, the batter that Fields comes in for, and spins ball one down and away. One and one.
Dangerous hitter right now, Myers. Swinging a hot bat. He's a very powerful guy, and he's got a lot of confidence.
Tying run on. Go ahead run at the plate. 5-4 game in the 6th here in the series finale. 2-1. Myers has 24 home runs this season, most recently last night to the opposite field against Hyun-Jin Ryu. Out of those 24 homers, that is only his 3rd to the opposite field.
I think it was a surprise for him and for Ryu. Ball really carried.
2-2. Yeah, off of the bat up here, we were thinking it was probably a fly out to the warning track. Not only did it get out, it got out by a pretty wide margin. It's up into the 4th or 5th row.
It seemed like the air was a little heavy and chilly last night, and a lot of Dodger balls were falling short, but his ball just seemed to carry, and there was a slight breeze to right at the time when he hit it.
Doesn't feel like there's much breeze today. 2-2. Climbed the ladder after a fastball. This will be Chase Utley at second for the second out.
Right fielder Hunter Renfroe.
Not out of the woods yet. Renfroe 20 home runs. Only Cody Bellinger has hit more among National League rookies.
Maeda was able to beat Renfroe inside with a couple fastballs for his Ks. Fields with a better fastball.
Missed with it, but in the zone, strike one. Ball and a strike. Boy, Josh's beard is starting to take on a life of its own, isn't it?
It sure is. All these guys kind of select a certain time that they're going to trim it. Other than that, they just go wild. And it's not like every 3rd day. I mean, they go a couple weeks before they say, all right, time to maintain it a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely didn't shave Thursday. Or trim, for that matter. High fly ball to center, but no big deal for Jock Peterson, and this inning comes to an end. But the Padres draw back to within 1 with a home run from Corey Spangenberg, his 2nd of the day. coming soon. Let's check in with Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with my friend Ryan, one of many kids here that get this awesome back to school backpack. I know you're going back to school in a couple weeks. How awesome is this?
It's awesome, and it's not that fun going back to school, but this is going to make it cool.
That is going to make it cool. All your friends are going to be jealous. At least he's honest. Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Bellinger to lead off the 6th inning for the Dodgers. Luis Perdomo stays in and delivers a strike.
I wasn't a big fan of going back to school either. Mom and Dad were a big fan of sending us 4 kids back to school, though.
Sure, it wasn't just you. I think most parents would say that.
Especially when you have 4.
Here comes the 1-1, and Bellinger takes ball 2. Cody, one of 3 kids, has a brother and a sister. Brother playing in the Padres organization, just drafted as a pitcher this summer. 3-1. He walks him. And so Bellinger continues to tear the Padres up. They've had a hard time retiring him all weekend. Mostly singles and walks, but he had the homer as well. Got a free pass to open the 6th. Utley's 0 for 2. Well, the Dodgers batted around in the 5-run 4th inning, but Perdomo was perfect through the first 3 innings. He was perfect in the 5th. So, with the exception of the 1 inning, Dodgers haven't been able to touch him. Utley shows bunt, takes a strike.
Last night in the Dodger comeback 6th inning, Chase used that same approach without the fake bunt, but that creep up on the plate and taking, and then a couple pitches later laced a double into the right field corner on a fastball.
Little bit low, 1-1.
You're used to pitchers setting hitters up, but with Chase Utley, he sets pitchers up where he stands in the box, how casually he looks, but he's really thinking he's going to swing.
Gets under it and foul ground at third. Spangenberg. What a play. Mistimed his slide and was still able to catch it by his hip.
The route might be off, but the eye-hand coordination is intact. That is not easy when you get to an opposing dugout. You're not getting a lot of help over there on, you got room, you got room. Usually they're saying you have running out of room even though you've got room. They say the opposite.
With 1 out, 1 on, here's Grandal, who had a similar play defensively earlier today. And has a home run this afternoon. Right now, his home run proving to be the difference. Bouncing ball. Because of the shift, they can only get 1. That play we were talking about earlier. Let's take a look back at it. Our Arco top tier play of the game. Grandal with just enough room to get this one out of here.
So the top tier is the home run, but the catch out there in right field was outstanding. The mouth was almost wide enough to catch the ball in the mouth there.
Yeah.
Big cheer at the end. It was like, yeah.
He earned it. Peterson's at the stage of the slump where he's hitting it hard, but just can't seem to find a hole. Perella reached over the sidewall to catch what would have been a foul ball his first time, and then crushed a grounder that Just happened to be right into the shift. This one softly hit. Solarte's there, and the inning is over. On to the late innings at Dodger Stadium and the series finale. Dodgers trying to win yet another series. Five-four game. All 5 runs coming in the 4th inning for the Dodgers. On to the 7th. Joe, Oral, and Kelly. And now Pedro Baez into the game to try and hold on to this 1-run lead.
Josh Fields is not tired, only threw 8 pitches, but the day off can let you use other relievers to make sure everybody doesn't get extended rest, and wanting to get Pedro Baez out there. Did a nice job yesterday. Some more touch feel work in the bullpen today as he's been working on a few mechanical things, but we saw him throw the ball well yesterday, and I don't think he just is getting to start on another roll.
Carlos Asuaje will pinch hit for Dusty Coleman. Bottom third of the Padres order in a 5-4 game in the 7th. Dodgers trying to win back-to-back games to finish this series with yet another series win. They've not dropped the series since the beginning of June. It's a run of 18 series in a row. Strike one. That's fouled off. 0-2. Asuaje started this season in AAA, came up because of injuries, and a guy that came over in the same deal that brought Manny Margot, the Craig Kimbrell deal. It's been a nice piece for him. Into an everyday role, and Solarte was hurt, but he's performed so well that he's maintained that position, and Solarte has kind of had to bounce around to get his playing time since coming back. Going up with an 0-2. 1-2. Asuaje, 25. He was born in Venezuela, raised in Florida. Family moved when he was young. Drafted by the Red Sox and then traded to San Diego. Leading off the 7th. 2-2. do it again.
If you're playing the Dodgers and they get in their bullpen, you better be able to hit the fastball if you want to come back. Brandon Morrow would be up over 100 at times. Pedro Baez, who has touched 100 miles an hour. Josh Fields, 97, 98 at times. And Kenley Jansen at the end, 94, 95 mile an hour cutter, and he's a foot closer than most guys.
Fastball to 96 to get a Suaje for the first out. Now the catcher Torrens. Torrens, one of the 3 Rule 5 selections on this roster this year. Got Alan Cordoba as well. Miguel Diaz out of the bullpen. So Andy Green really hamstrung right away for the roster that has 3 guys that probably don't belong on major league rosters yet. It's part of the reason why they've rewarded him with a new deal, which it was announced this morning in the San Diego papers that Andy Green will be extended through the 2021 year. 1-1.
Not only baseball knowledge for a manager when you're going for an extension like that and you trust him, it's a team that is really completely out of the race, but they maintain their focus and their intensity. And that is a huge attribute and a fantastic accomplishment.
And a 1-run game in the 7th. Here's a 1-1. Torrens climbs the ladder at 97 and misses. 1-2. Green, it seems like the right kind of personality to be in this job right now as they try to rebuild with a young, scrappy bunch. Only 40 years old, second youngest manager in baseball. Only Kevin Cash in Tampa Bay is younger. Baez strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks to open the 7th.
That is some high cheese. Not many people in the world can hit a ball above 95 miles an hour when it's that height.
And you look at it on TV and say, why is he swinging? But that pitch is really hard on a hitter to lay off.
It's so much bigger looking when it's up by your eyes. You see the whole ball and you feel like you can catch up to it because you see it so well, but it is by you.
Matt Caesar pinch hitting in Perdomo's spot. That officially ends his outing. Former Cub Caesar pulls one just foul. We're talking about Andy Green, who was the third base coach in Arizona for a year. Does have some managing experience prior to this job, but it was all in the minors in the Arizona system. Played in the majors. Utility infielder, 140 games over the course of 4 seasons with Arizona and the New York Mets. Ball and a strike. Native of Lexington, Kentucky.
A little bit of that underdog, you know, the guy that just has to fight for every single thing, pay attention to every detail like Dave Roberts did in his career, but then can communicate that to the players and push them to that level.
A lot of times the best players don't make the best managers.
So many things come natural to them and everyone's a little bit more catering to them. A little bit easier to be sensitive to the 23rd, 24th, 25th guy on the roster when that was a position that you battled for an awful lot.
Five-4 game in the seventh. Baez a chance to strike out this side. Going up with a fastball, and Caesar takes it for ball two. Penn did the job last night, 4 scoreless innings. Field started it by finishing the 6th off with no damage, or no further damage at least, after Maeda left. Now Baez here in the 7th, home 2-2. A fastball misses by a hair, 3-2.
Pitch cast has it outside.
Pitchcast might be right, but not by that much.
You know, the Padres are trying to kind of move from evaluating players on what can you do to what are you doing. Dodgers are in the what are you doing stage. They're evaluating prospects and looking for production.
A fly ball into short center field. Jock Peterson makes a running catch, and the inning is over. Baez a 1-2-3 inning. Let's stretch at Dodger Stadium in a 1-run game. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Jose Valdez has spent most of the season in the minors. While he's been here in the majors, he's allowed 8 runs in 10 innings.
Down by 1, though. This is a high leverage situation for him, even though that ERA says 7.36. Padres looking for a 0 from him and looking for a little growth. Padres bullpen has a very soft underbelly, and he has been part of it, but he's looking to get back on the beam and throw the ball well.
Those numbers I gave, that's just with San Diego. When you include in the numbers that he put up in one game with the Angels to start the year, 10 runs in 11 innings. Bottom part of the order, Yasiel Puig goes after the first pitch, strike 1. You know, normally you put a pitcher like that in against the bottom of the order, say here's a nice easy chance for you to settle in. Well, this bottom of the order not like other bottoms. Ahead of Puig going 2 though, using a fastball and then a slider. Valdez from the Dominican. 27 years old in his 3rd year in the majors. Home with an 0-2. Puig fouls it back.
Yasiel has rolled over a couple balls to the left side today. That's an old habit he has gotten rid of. It is not in the correct flight plan.
Got him swinging out in front. 1 out. Flight plan you're referencing, that is wanting to hit the ball in the air to the pull side. On the ground the other way, at least low line drive. So picture a line going from the top of the foul pole and left to the base of the wall and right. That's the plan for a right-handed hitter when you're dialed in. Hernandez batting, even though it's a righty on the mound. Dave Roberts going to him with a short bench today. Kyle Farmer is sent down to AAA, so Dave Roberts only has 3 players at his disposal off the bench. One and one. One and two. The Dodgers 5 runs on 4 hits, all in the 4th inning. Not only did they not have a run in any other inning, they don't have a hit in any other inning. In that inning, top of the order came up. Taylor was hit by the first pitch of the inning. Seager singled. Turner homered. Bellinger doubled. Grandal homered. Hernandez flips one into center for Margot. 2 up. 2 down.
Friday on an all-new backstage, Dodgers. Chris Taylor is mic'd up for batting practice before the team takes on the Diamondbacks. Plus, Kershaw hosts his annual Ping Pong for Purpose charity event at Dodger Stadium here. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Hankook Tire, Friday after the postgame on Sportsnet LA.
Taylor 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Didn't see that one well. Strike 1. Hit his 17th home run of the year last night. If I had told you in March that Chris Taylor was going to hit 17 home runs, what would have you said?
Well, he was going through a swing change and he had none in spring training, so I'd have said you're crazy. I'd have taken the under.
And I would have said, just trust me.
Okay. Okay, Kreskin.
Yeah. To third and caught by Spangenberg. Apparently they said it was on a bounce. He's out either way, and the inning is over. 1-2-3. Valdez works against the Dodgers, sending us to the 8th.
defensive first baseman of his era. Be one of the first 40,000 in attendance on August 15th when the Dodgers take on the White Sox and receive a Gil Hodges bobblehead presented by San Manuel Casino. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
The new dad, Luis Avilan, welcomed in Sebastian Andres, the son, into the world last week, and here's his first appearance since returning.
He's got to be very excited to be back out there and excited to be a dad. Sometimes with big leaguers, with anybody, brings a little bit more concentration, a little more attention to detail. You feel like a bigger responsibility has hit you. And it does in a big way. Doesn't it, partner?
Yeah, it does. Top of the order. So Dave Roberts throwing him right into the fire in a one-run game. Manny Margot looks at a strike. In a lot of ways, what Luis is doing now takes less energy than what he's done for the last week with a brand new baby. Sebastian and Mariana, his wife, both doing well. 1 ball and 1 strike. Margot 2 home runs in this series, a dozen on the year. Fouls that one, and it's 1-2. One of the bright young prospects in this Padres organization. They are a ways away from competing, but they're pretty confident that when they're ready to compete, this guy will be a big part of it.
When you find pieces that you think are going to hit at the top of your order, middle of your order, that's when you know you're on the right path.
The 1-2. He's 22. He's known for his speed, but again, he has 12 homers. Coming inside with another 1-2 and a curve smacked by the bag, a fair ball. Margot has a leadoff double, and San Diego puts the tying run in scoring position.
Pretty good pitch. This ball is probably going to finish down, but over the middle of the plate. Dodgers had him played well. Justin Turner hugging the line, but hit so well by Margot, it shoots down in the corner. Little huddle on the mound going over the bunt situation here, especially because you have a left-on-left situation with Spangenberg, so Padres might default to the bunt to move him over to try and tie this game up. Even though this guy has 2 homers today. Yep, because you got a left-hander on the mound now, and you might just say that, unless you say, oh yeah, swinging a hot bat, and let's hope that he can pull a ground ball to the right side or get a base hit.
Turn around the grass at third. Spangenberg didn't show bunt, took one in the dirt for a ball.
Sometimes in this situation, you, as a manager, give a sign to fake bunt so that you can think that they're going to think you're going to continue with that, and then you got a left-on-left situation where you might just get a cookie fastball.
That's a strike, 1-1. Dodgers are 8-3 against San Diego this season. A lot of the time in dominating fashion. 31 games better than the Padres, but it's a scrappy bunch. It's been above 500 over the last 2.5 months. Margot at second, representing the tying run, and Avila to the plate with a 1-1 pitch. Spangenberg takes strike two.
We talk about competition in the rotation now that Yu Darvish is here. Well, Tony Watson is here now. Tony Cingrani is here, so Luis Avilan will feel some of that competition out there and attention to detail as the Dodgers try to determine who the best left-hander will be, or 2 or 3 to carry on the playoff roster.
I think in September the lead story is going to be all the different win number landmarks, the Dodgers chasing those, but it's also going to be a month-long audition for a lot of guys for a few of those spots. 1-2 in the dirt for ball 2.
You know, people will be interested to see how many home runs Cody Bellinger ends up with. Justin Turner will be in the race for the batting title. There'll be the MVP discussions that'll go on. Where will Kenley Jansen's save total end up? And when Clayton Kershaw comes back, can he get up to 20 wins, or how close can he get? And will he be in the Cy Young conversation?
Ground ball foul.
And Alex Wood might be in that conversation also. There's a lot going on when you're the best team in baseball.
Talked about it last night, but they can finish 500 starting with today and still match the franchise record with 105 wins. They could win 100 games by finishing 18-28. Here's a 2-2. And the count is full.
Grandal makes it look good. Pitchcast says no.
The payoff. And he does get the job done, moving Margot to third with a ground out to second. So the tying run now 90 feet away with 1 out in the 8th inning. And the 3-hitter Jose Pereira coming up.
See how the Dodgers play their defense, what they elect to do right here strategically. I would think they would bring the infield in a little bit, maybe halfway, to force the Padres to wait a batter if the ball, make the ball go through. It looks like they're coming all the way in on the grass, like the Padres will go on contact.
1-0.
With Margot's speed at third, if the ball's hit you in the infield, you're going to need to make a very clean play, not only with the glove, the transfer, but an accurate throw. If he's going on contact, it'll be bang, bang.
Change up flipped foul, and it's 1-1. Boy, could Avilan use a strikeout here.
This is when you really earn your money as an infielder, a guy with great bat speed that can hit the ball hard, and you are playing as far in as you would normally play. Other than being a corner infielder and charging on the bunt and having somebody turn around and square and rip it at you, this is it.
The 1-1. That's strike 2 as the changeup disappears.
See this in a lot of hitters that are in the middle of the order, but really haven't hit there a lot. A little over anxious in key positions when all you need to do is a little fly ball. Should be looking for an elevated pitch, but picking on one around the ground right there.
You going back to the changeup?
If he's going to chase, I'm either going way up the ladder, not just up for a strike or even close, way up the ladder to set up a 2-2 and a 3-2 changeup, or go right to it.
2-2. Could have used a setup pitch maybe.
Yeah, I just like the setup pitch there because he is in swing mode, and the setup pitch I can throw seriously elevated, put it in the back of his mind for the pitch I really want to get him out with.
Now with a 2-ball count, not as much wiggle room to work with to set him up. Margot at third and 1 out in a 1-run game. They're coming inside with a fastball. Full count. A walk would not be the worst thing in the world. Well, you never like putting the go-ahead run on. 5-4 game in the 8th inning.
I like change-up over the plate, but for a ball down.
That's exactly what he went with, and he got it. Oh, it's a fastball at 94.
Some serious adrenaline from the new father. Backed into a corner where you think he's going to go fast or change up. He throws the fastball on Carl's cam. It's like a blur.
Everybody in the building thinking change up. Gets it by Perella, gets the strikeout that he needs, and now Solarte with 2 out. A strike, again 94. Luis Avilan trying to pitch around a leadoff double to Manny Margot. Here comes his 0-1. Solarte takes a ball. He's been San Diego's most consistent hitter this year. Loves to swing away. One of the highest swing percentages in baseball. If Avilan tries to prey on that. Here comes a 1-1. He took this one and is ahead 2 balls and a strike. After Solarte, to be Renfroe. The strength of a 5-run fourth. The Dodgers in front, 5-4 in the 8th inning. Here's a 2-1. Ball 3. Ross Stripling.
I think Yasmani's little chat was that Luis Avilan was looking like he was overthrowing. He was throwing the ball as hard as he can and kind of recoiling. Luis usually has a very natural follow through, and recoil would be something different.
Tying run at third, 2 out, 8th inning. 3-1. 3-2. Pulled the string.
Way out in front of that one.
Can he get out of the jam? A roller to short. Seager's got it. Somehow he escapes the 8th inning. After the leadoff double, Luis Avilan, the new dad, able to get out of it and hold on to the 1-run lead.
For Access Sportsnet Dodgers post-game presented by your Southern California Nissan dealers. It'll be Johnny and the Godfather breaking it down for you. I'll have all the interviews in the clubhouse, Joe.
The Godfather, huh? I like it.
That's a new one, but a good one.
2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers, looking for some insurance against Jose Valdez. It's Corey Seager. Strike one. 1 for 3 today. Even better in year 2 than his Rookie of the Year campaign when he finished 3rd in MVP voting, behind Chris Bryant and Daniel Murphy. This is a pop-up in foul territory. Spangenberg battling the sun, makes the catch. It's a weird game, huh? The Dodgers don't have a hit outside of the 5-run 4th.
Talked about how the second time around in the order was going to be key. Well, they did it all in 1 inning. Second time around the order in 1 inning and then shut it down. Forget about the 3rd time around the order.
Not only did they not have a run outside the 4th, they only have 1 base runner on a walk. Cody Bellinger in the 6th. Turner started that 4th inning with a 3-run home run that took the Dodgers from down 2-0 to up by 1. Grandal followed with a home run of his own in that inning, which proved to be big when the Padres got 2 in the 6th on Corey Spangenberg's second long ball of the day. Turner gets his hands in down the left field line, way back there, and gone. His second of the day, and the Dodgers lead at 6-4.
Earlier in the day, we had the MVP discussion. Well, if it was just about today, the fans can start chanting MVP, MVP, because He has been the engine today, and this one is launched. This is the correct flight pattern for a right-handed hitter.
And now Cody Bellinger, needing one to tie the Dodger rookie record, takes ball one. Kenley Jansen getting ready. The lead just doubled on Justin Turner's second home run of the day. 1-1. His third multi-home run game of the year. His second in the last week. Did it in Arizona as well. 2-1. Two balls, two strikes on Bellinger. That, by the way, is now 6 home runs for Justin Turner over the last 8 games. Dodgers 6, Padres 4, bottom of the 8th. Valdez with a 2-2, and Bellinger hits a fly ball to left center field. Towards the wall. Perella's there to make the catch. And we'll have to wait another day for number 35. From number 35.
Second baseman, number 26, Chase Utley.
2 outs for Utley. I hope we have to wait another day, because if he gets another at bat, something's gone wrong.
Exactly.
Or really right with 2 outs. I digress, though. Inside, ball one. But it's not that far inside. It just looks like it because he's stepping over the plate as the pitch flies home. Gosh, on a young pitcher, that's got to be awful.
I don't even think it enters his mind.
Chase?
No, I think he's just playing the game and he's not worried about any of the danger.
No, I mean from a young pitcher's standpoint, that's got to be awful to have to deal with that.
I was thinking from Chase's standpoint, you got a young pitcher out there against a veteran that he probably grew up watching and slightly idolizing. Overthrows one and happens to throw it by your neck, and you're walking towards the ball.
Yeah, I'm with you on he doesn't care.
I don't think he cares. That's completely out of his mind.
So if the goal of stepping over the plate the way he does is to distract even a little bit, looks like it's thrown Valdez off his game. 3-0, and here comes the next one. Green light, foul ball, strike one. Utley strokes one to left. Perella onto the edge of the track to catch it, and that does it for the Dodgers in the 8th. Justin Turner hits his second home run of the day. Enter Kenley Jansen as the Dodgers look for the series win. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers or visit SoCalBMW.com. Kenley Jansen on to play it. California love pumping through the speakers with the Dodgers in front 6-4, trying to lock down his second save in as many games and send the Dodgers to another series win.
Second in the National League in save total. But as far as the peripheral numbers, Kenley is at the top in a lot of them. On base percentage against him is below 200, and that's number 1 in the National League for relievers.
Justin Turner's home run has given him some wiggle room with a couple of powerful hitters coming up to open the inning, and Myers and then Renfroe. Padres will have to string something together to get the job done. Myers drove in a run in the first inning with a sacrifice fly, 0 for 2 outside of that. Here we go at the ninth. 1-0.
Yesterday's save came with a start of first and second, no out. Some anxious moments.
Those are the 6-3 advantage. Here in a 6-4 ninth inning, he falls behind Myers 2-0.
That inning seemed to get rebooted after Chase Utley got booted. Kenley had a nice long rest as Dave Roberts came out to find out what was going on as Chase had to leave the field. Kenley locked right back in after that.
Struck out the final 2 batters. Pounded to left. Chris Taylor lays out to make the catch. Have a year, Chris Taylor, wherever you are.
People ask, is this the Chris Taylor we're going to see for the rest of his career? And he continues to impress. Didn't make the team out of spring training because, you know what, the bat was looking like it was coming, but he hadn't played any outfield. Well, he's played outfield now.
A big first out of this ninth inning. And so instead of facing a guy that has 20 home runs representing the tie and run, he could hit it 500 feet and you'd still have the lead. Ball 1. Kenley Jansen has bailed the Dodgers out countless times in his time in Los Angeles. Chris Taylor bails him out on that leadoff line drive. One ball and 1 strike. Strike 2.
Get a defensive play like that behind you, puts a little wind in your sails.
Through the slider, Renfroe laid off, 2-2. Two gone in the ninth inning. They have not dropped a series since the beginning of June. 18 series in a row, trying to make it 19 series without a loss. And it'd be the second one in a row where they do it after losing the opener. Up to Carlos Suaje to give the Padres an opportunity. And up the middle. Chase Utley's got it. Across his body. They've got him. The freight train just keeps on rolling. 19 series in a row without a series defeat. They win the final 2 games against the Padres and take this one 6-4.
Kenta Maeda in his last 6 starts is now 5-0. That's his 27th win as a Dodger. An excellent day for him and an excellent day for the team overall.
Lexus player of the game, Justin Turner, the 2 home runs from down 2-0 to up 3-2 on that one in the 4th. And then the insurance provided in the 8th. His second multi-home run game this week. 6 home runs for Turner over the last 8 games as he continues his MVP push, along with several of his buddies on this incredible Dodger squad. 83-34 now. For Oral Hershiser, Kelly Tennant, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis wishing you a great Sunday evening from Dodger Stadium. We'll talk to you on Tuesday when the White Sox come in.